Welcome back. Digital health cards are coming soon. So what's the benefit and how will they be used? Here with some insight and some answers, Josh Geballe, Chief Operating Officer for the State of Connecticut. Josh, thanks for being with us again. I know this is a big push right now. What's the purpose behind these cards?
Hi, good morning, Eric. It's just to make it a little bit more convenient and easy for people if they need to demonstrate their vaccination status somewhere, to be able to do that with a digital health card in their digital wallet on their smartphone, rather than have to carry around the piece of paper that we got when we got vaccinated in the first instance.
Yeah, I know a lot of people had that piece of paper looking pretty ratty as they carried it around, crumpled up into their wallet. So how does this work? If someone out there is watching and says, yeah, I'd be interested in this, how do they make it happen?
Sure. So you can go to our website, ct.gov/COVID vaccine, and get to the DPH immunization portal, which has for months had the capability for you to go and get a replacement documentation if you lost your vaccine card. When you get that documentation now, it's got a little QR code on that PDF file that you get downloaded. You scan that QR code with your phone, and it'll automatically pop a digital health card into your digital wallet. And you've got it there for whenever you need it. Very simple.
Does it work for patients of all ages? I know a lot of kids are now reaching the point where they're fully vaccinated. Can someone go in there and get their youth vaccination record as well?
Yeah, you can only get it, though, with information that matches exactly to what was provided when you were vaccinated. So if you are the parent of a minor and you provided your email address, for example, you have to use that same email address, that same phone number. There's two-factor authentication. So there's a lot of security around this. But for anyone who's vaccinated, you can get that card. I've gotten it for my kids, for example.
A lot of people are concerned about the privacy behind this. Obviously, there's some company doing the work here. Are people tracking the data? Are you worried about the data? Should that be a concern for someone, whether they choose to do it?
It shouldn't be. I mean, this is coming from the same database that we've used since 2017 to track immunizations in the state of Connecticut. Prior to COVID, it was childhood immunizations, which have been around for a long time. With COVID, we added COVID immunization. That's where all the data we report comes from. But it's the same vendor. It's just a new feature they've added, fully secure, no concerns there.
And how about having it be mandatory? Is that something the governor is considering? Will it be something? I know a lot of people who have been to New York City recently have had to show that proof if they want to sit down at a restaurant or go into a theater. Is that something that's under consideration in Connecticut?
It's not, Eric. The governor has been clear. This is an option for businesses to use if they'd like to. And many in Connecticut have. A lot of the performing arts venues, the Bushnell, the Schubert, require vaccination for entry. So now, rather than having their patrons have to fiddle around to find their paper cards, they can just scan these QR codes at the door. People can walk right through much easier. If you go to New York, this is on a national standard. So, for example, in New York, they have the Excelsior Pass. This digital health card will work in New York on that same standard.
All right, so let's say you and I go to a show at the Bushnell. Are they going to have a forever record that Josh and Eric are vaccinated and when? And will they scan that card and somehow be able to track it?
Great question. The answer is no. The Verifier app that venues use, which is free and available on Apple or Google Play, all it does is check to see if you are fully vaccinated. It gives a green check mark. Or if you're not, it gives a red X. It doesn't collect any information, doesn't upload anything. It's just checking your vaccination status so you can either be let through or not.
20 seconds left, Josh. Where do you envision this being used? Where do you hope people will be checking it?
Well, I think in the first instance, it'll be used at the places that are already requiring proof of vaccination for entry. Some of the places we mentioned, there are a handful of restaurants around the state who are doing this as well. It may encourage others to take a look at that now that it's that much more convenient, and hopefully encourages some additional people to get vaccinated.
All right. So give us that website one more time. Where can people go if they want to check this out?
It's ct.gov/COVID vaccine, which is a wealth of information. You can find a vaccine site there if you need to punch in your zip code. And there's a link there to get your vaccine credentials if you want them.
All right. Josh Geballe, the Chief Operating Officer for the State of Connecticut. We appreciate you being with us here on CT21.
Always great to be with you, Eric. Thanks.
Thanks.